Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman. And today we got a really interesting video because there is some people online that think they have spotted Supergirl in the trailer. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so we have to talk about this because we're all looking forward to the Superman film. Now, it's not too far away until it comes out. We're in February when I'm recording this video, and we're bound to get lots more trailers, TV spots, little bits of information, new photos. I mean, they even released that trailer the other day that was a little bit controversial because Superman's face looked a little bit weird, and that's because of the lens that James Gunn is using, and it's basically just gives the effect that his face is like a bit distorted, his eyes look a bit weird. So that's like the first piece of new footage we've seen since the original trailer came out, and we're obviously looking forward to whatever comes next. And people have obviously been looking out for characters and Easter eggs wherever they can find it. And I stumbled across some articles basically going over what fans were saying on Twitter that potentially they have spotted Supergirl in the trailer. Now, let's go ahead and talk about it because we know for a fact that Supergirl is going to be showing up in Superman. It's been confirmed. I forgot what source it was, but it was like one of the main sources out there, like the Hollywood Reporter or Variety or something. But in James Gunn's Superman film, Millie Alcock is going to be showing up, and people think they've spotted her in the first trailer. Now, there is this shot that you can see on the screen right here from the first trailer for Superman that comes about around the 1 minute 50 mark of the trailer, and this is DCU Brief that pointed this out on Twitter. And Superman is obviously here, he's crying, he's emotional, and he's holding what looks like Kal-El in the Fortress of Solitude, and we've seen the fortress being like basically grown out of the ground or something like that in the trailer, and it looks like there is some sort of battle going on in the fortress, and Kal-El is the one that takes the brunt of whatever forces against Superman. And so zooming in on Kal-El's head, fans seem to think that potentially there might be Supergirl in the reflection, so in the same shot, which obviously is very possible because we know Supergirl is going to have a small role or a cameo in this film. And so let's have a look at this and talk about, do we think this is actually Supergirl or not? So as the article states, some believe this to be Supergirl as the person appears to have blonde hair and is potentially wearing a blue outfit which is reminiscent of Supergirl's costume. So by zooming in, you can see there is definitely someone there in the reflection. And you wouldn't think it is some sort of villain or something, right? And that's because why would the villain just be standing there as Superman is like crying and emotional over this? Why not go for the kill and try and actually stop Superman? So it's definitely not Lex Luthor. That person definitely has hair, and as people have been suggesting, it definitely looks like the person has blonde hair, and it looks like they have long hair too. And you have to think, okay, right, who's in the cast? Could it be like one of the main characters? Well, not many of them have blonde hair and look like this. So yeah, it's a really low quality look, but potentially this could be Supergirl, and I do actually think it might be her. Obviously, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this down in the comments below if you think it is Supergirl, because to me, just analyzing this, it looks like she is in some sort of like normal kind of neutral stance. Like, it doesn't look like she is there to pose a threat. Obviously that could just be me reading into this and thinking too much about it, but it's such a good spot. Like, I would have never thought to have zoomed into the reflection on Kal-El to see if there is someone there, but obviously DCU Brief has spotted this, and that's 100% a person. And I feel like if I'm going to say the likelihood of it being Supergirl, I'm going to say it's like 50% probably, just because I can't think of who's blonde, who would be in the Fortress of Solitude that Superman trusts enough to be there. And obviously the other 50% could be like a villain, but we don't know of any like blonde hair villains that are going to be in this film. So I feel pretty strongly about this, and it really does make me wonder, like, are we actually going to have Supergirl playing a bigger role than we expect? Like, yeah, we didn't see her on set or anything, and that's because she mainly shot inside. Like, this fortress location, this is a set, this is inside, this isn't something that they filmed outside, so we would have never seen that. So Supergirl could be playing a bigger role than we're expecting. Like, she could have a bigger role than just a cameo. That's what's been teased online by like the trades, But I think potentially if she's involved here, involved in a few battle scenes, but especially this one, whoever they're fighting, I presume Lex Luthor has broken into the Fortress of Solitude and potentially taken out Kal-El and got what he wanted from the fortress. Like, I don't think he's here to kill Superman. I think he's here for information about Superman, probably hacking into somehow like the fortress's technology. But obviously that's all speculation. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think she's playing a bigger role? Let me know down in the comments below. So after her appearance in Superman, obviously we're going to be leading into Supergirl Woman Tomorrow, which is supposed to come out on July 26, 2026. So pretty much like a year after Superman. Superman's July 11th. So that's going to be like perfect into leading into the Supergirl film. I feel like the Supergirl film is going to have a big marketing campaign. Like, Supergirl is very popular, but we can't make the same mistake that we did with The Flash. I feel like The Flash just wasn't perfectly marketed, and just because The Flash was so popular with so many fans who obviously watch the CW show, love Grant Gustin, you can't expect all those fans to come out and watch it just because it's The Flash or it's Supergirl. Like, there is a reason that Grant is so beloved and why fans are dying to see him return as The Flash, because he was so good as The Flash. And same with Melissa as Supergirl. So I don't expect the Supergirl film to do insanely good unless they perfectly set her up in Superman by showing her in this small role and setting up expectations and being like, okay, she's going to be a big part of the DCU, and so this is what you kind of can expect, and then they lead into the film. And I feel like that is what they got to do, and they got to make good trailers, and I'm sure they will, because I'm really looking forward to this Supergirl film. I'm a big Supergirl fan myself. I feel like having Supergirl away from Superman is going to be a great thing, because that's literally what Woman of Tomorrow is all about in the comics. And I've explained this before in past videos, but just briefly, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a story about Supergirl finding herself away from the shadow of her cousin. She's literally going to be going around the universe, visiting random planets and hunting on this like revenge saga, trying to literally kill the villain of the film, which is Krem, because he does something terrible. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to do exactly the same in this film. I think there will be some changes, but Supergirl is going to be a big film and is going to establish that kind of cosmic side of the DC universe, which we'll be seeing more of in Lanterns, I presume, and we're going to see that more in other films as well. So by visiting other planets, that's going to be like a really fun experience for us DC fans to see the outer edges of the DC universe, which I think is going to make for quite a different film, because I don't feel like the DCEU really went far out of what we know. Like, yeah, there's time travel, yeah, you see like a bit of apocalypse in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, I feel like that's the closest we got to going like proper cosmic. Yeah, we got like aliens and stuff coming to Earth, but we never actually went like properly outside as far as I can remember. And so by making a film like Supergirl, I feel like you're setting early expectations for that side of the universe, and that's obviously something that James Gunn has done very successfully in the MCU with Guardians of the Galaxy. It was something completely separate from what was going on in the MCU, like back on Earth. So yeah, I have full trust in all of them to make Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow a great film, and obviously really looking forward to Superman, and we've only got like 6 months-ish until Superman debuts. As I said, we got lots of trailers to expect, lots of sneak peeks, lots of photos, new posters, and we recently saw Rachel Brosnahan. She did a little bit of talking about Superman over the last couple of days because she was at the Critics' Choice Awards, which actually I'm a member of, so shout out to all the films that got nominated there. Big shout out to Nosferatu, which I love. If you guys like horror films, go watch that. But that's just a tangent. But anyway, Rachel Brosnahan was there. She had a few questions asked about Superman, and I feel like we're just going to get more and more as we go towards this, and I hope Supergirl is playing a somewhat significant role in this film, but I don't want her to play like a too big role, because she needs to find herself away from Superman, but they need to establish that relationship between the two of them very early, and I feel like that's what the purpose of her cameo is going to be in Superman. So that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications to get this video out there. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.